days around.
Hello and welcome to the Tottenham America channel. Today we'll be giving you our instant reactions on Tottenham's 2-2 draw with Manchester United as Spurs come back from a 2-goal deficit at halftime. We're going to start with a timeline from the match starting in the 7th minute when Manchester United got an early lead. Sancho puts United ahead. The visitors strike first. It was such a simple goal. Lindelof finds Rashford with his defense-splitting pass. Rashford then lays it off to Sancho, who on the left-hand side of the area cuts inside and bends a low-effort home. Manchester United up 1-0 in the 7th minute. Manchester United's second goal did not come until the 44th minute when Tottenham are up on the other end. Perisic is denied by De Gea, but Fernandes picks out Rashford's long run down the middle with a terrific ball. Rashford then sprints past Eric Dyer and fires home left-footed. It's terrible defending at the back from Eric Dyer. He just hesitates so much and doesn't want to make a challenge on Rashford, and he leaves the front post completely open. Forster can't do anything about it. Terrible defending by Eric Dyer. And the turnover happened so fast, Dyer was not ready at all. And that's how the first half ended. Spurs were in a deep hole and down 2-0. In the second half, when the second half resumed, in the 56th minute, Spurs found themselves back into the game. After the cross came in from the left-hand side into United's box, Richarlison misses his header, and Kane sees a close-range effort blocked. The ball drops to Pedro Porro near the edge of the area, and he fires a terrific volley into the top right corner on the outside of his foot. A really clinical finish from Pedro Porro. All he did was dink it into the top right corner. De Gea did not move at all, and Spurs had some hope here in the second half. Then in the 79th minute, Heung-min Son levels it up. The Kane-Son partnership rescues Spurs. Kane advances down the right-hand side and he drives into the penalty box. He then plays a delicate cross back to the back post where Son is waiting and just taps it home. De Gea can't do anything about it, and Spurs are level. That's how the match ended, 2-2. Spurs did very well to come back from 2 goals down at halftime, but we could have won it because Spurs did miss a lot of chances. I know Son missed a chance. Eric Dyer missed a huge chance. But in the end, it was a decent result for Spurs against a really informed Man United team. First half compared to second half was pretty much day and night. The first half was really poor from us. I think the top three were so isolated. Son, Kane, and Richarlison were so isolated up top. I think Skip and Højbjerg did a really poor job of trying to help them out. Pedro Porro and Perisic, they were also there, but they were all on the wings. I don't think they were getting central enough. But yet again, they are wingbacks. They're meant to be playing on the wing. But it was just a really poor first half. Every time United came forward, they pretty much just cut through our defense. They cut through our defense really effortlessly, which is pretty much what we saw for the first goal and the second one too, which was just simple long ball played over the top and really poor from Spurs. Kane in the first half, did not see much of the ball at all. Richarlison saw a little bit of the ball. Son saw a little bit of the ball. Perisic and Porro really did not do much in the first half. It was all Man United in the first half. Really poor first half, but second half, I bet it was Ryan Mason really good halftime dressing room speech from him for the players because it really turned everything around. In the second half, we showed so much more urgency. You know at Spurs that there's a crisis going on now, pretty much. After Conte and all the failures, we haven't had a trophy. We haven't had a trophy in 15 years, pretty much. So there's pretty much a crisis going on at Spurs. And we are in the second half, we were finally acting like it was an actual crisis with all the alertness, intensity. Second half, we were really good. Pedro Porro, really good finish from him. He was eventually subbed off in the 77th minute. I think for Danjuma, I think it was. No, it was for, I think he was subbed off. Pedro Porro was subbed off for Danjuma, and Ben Davies was subbed on for Ivan Perisic. I think bringing Danjuma on early was such a good decision by Ryan Mason. What he did was he well, after Kulusevski had come on for Richarlison in the 61st minute, he pushed Kulusevski out to the right wing-back position and pushed Kane kind of onto the right winger position and kind of played Danjuma tucked in between Son and Kane up there, and because of his pace and everything, playing up top, almost as a center forward. I think that was a really good decision by Ryan Mason because Danjuma, with his high press and all his energy, he did not let De Gea think about where he was putting his long balls at one moment. Even the Man United defenders, he did not let them pass around calmly at their back like they did so often in the first half. Like, that's how the whole first half ended. Like, Man United, after they had scored that goal, they quickly regained possession and they just passed along the back. Really no efforts from Spurs, but it was completely different in the second half. I think that was really good management there from Ryan Mason. And at first, I kind of doubted bringing Davies on, but then I remembered, oh yeah, I was like, wait, Davies at left wing back, and I'm like, oh yeah, before he got injured, he used to play in that position, and he was really good, and he did pretty well today. Got the job done when he came on the 77th minute. But another substitution that really surprised me was bringing Japhet Tanganga on in the 87th minute for Heung-min Son. I don't think it turned out to be that bad. We could have used Son in attack, but I think bringing Japhet Tanganga on at right wing back and pushing Kulusevski back up to right wing really helped, because I think that made us more defensively solid, made sure we didn't concede. I think we could have been a little better off if we didn't make that decision, because we could have possibly gone and got the goal, because I think with that decision we kind of lost our momentum, because at that point Kulusevski was basically playing really high up and he was playing as right wing back, versus after Jack came on he was playing almost like a right back in a back four. So we lost a little bit of momentum, but we were more defensively solid. I think Ryan Mason did an excellent job in his first match as interim manager this season. And honestly, I'm really excited to see these last couple of games of the season with Ryan Mason at the helm. 5 more games left. Next, we have Liverpool on Sunday away at Anfield. So it's good. That's going to be a real tough match. Then we have Crystal Palace Saturday, May 6th. Then we have Aston Villa away Saturday, May 13th. Then we have Brentford at home on Saturday, May 20th. And we have Leeds away for the last match of the season on May 28th. So I think, really, these last 5 games, if you want a chance at the top 4, we have to win all 5 of them. Especially Liverpool. Because Liverpool will be a huge match. They're currently on our tail, right on our tail, because they are on 53 points, and we're on 54. They're 7th, we're 5th, but they do have 1 game in hand over us. Aston Villa are in 6th, tied on points with us at 54 points. They've played the same amount of games as us and also have the same exact record as us. 16-6-11. 16 wins, 6 draws, 11 losses. So I think these last 5 games of the season are going to be so crucial. And today, I was really happy with how Spurs played. We did really well. I didn't really talk about Fraser Forster, so I'm going to go back to him. Fraser Forster did a really excellent job between the sticks. On one-on-ones, he was off his line really quickly, and he made himself big in front of the United attackers, which was really good from him. I think he made some good decisions because it was a really wet night in North London, and the pitch was very slippery. There was probably some puddles sitting around, possibly. So the ball would skip when it hits the surface, so I think he dealt with that pretty well. And the ball being wet too, that makes it a lot harder for him to save it. There was one moment where he just parried it away into a very safe spot, which he did instead of taking the risk of catching it and possibly letting it spill, which was good goalkeeping on his hand. And he just managed the game really well. His distribution, again, like it's always been recently, was excellent. Really good distribution from him. And he really kept us in the game, especially in the first half, because it could have been maybe 3-0, maybe even 4-0 in the first half if it wasn't for Fraser Forster. But yeah, Fraser Forster, good performance from him. In terms of subs, Danjuma, we talked about him, he was pretty good. Tanganga, we also talked about him. Davies did decent, he did his job. And Kulusevski coming on in the 61st minute, he got like 30 plus minutes of action, which I think was a really good decision to bring him on early. Really good decision to bring him on early. It definitely paid off because he was really energetic on that right shoulder, creating chances, causing problems for United, which Richarlison really wasn't doing much at all. Or actually, Son was on that side before, and he wasn't doing much of that at all. Actually, Son didn't really see much of the ball in the first half to begin with. But I think there's just a special link between Kulusevski and Pedro Porro. They just do really well together. Another thing is that Kulusevski has really good sub impact. He's so much better when he comes off the bench versus when he starts for some reason. But he did really well today. And that will conclude our instant reactions on Tottenham's 2-2 draw with Manchester United. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you like the video, comment below your thoughts on the match, subscribe, and until next time, come on you Spurs!